Hey everybody, this is Mark, and I'm going to do my cultural artifact assignment on Lola by the Kinks. Oh boy, the late 20th century, what a time to be. Filled with peace and love, technological advancements, TV shows that actually didn't suck, and oh, we're getting into arcade games and video games too. It's quite a time to be alive. Of course, there's always one looming topic that's discussed through every time, let alone the late 20th century, and you guessed it, it's gender and gender roles, cross-dressing to be exact, and music really covers a lot of that in the late 20th century. And I kind of want to talk about one song in particular, Lola by the Kinks. Now, Lola was a song that sort of discussed a young man's experience with a cross-dresser. And during that time, that was a very bizarre experience to be had, and I guess the Kinks sort of wanted to bring that into light. But I think they do it in a very interesting way where it's expression enough to know exactly what's going on, but it's also subtle enough for you to sort of take it into interpretation. Let me bring up an example. In the late 1960s, there was a song by the Beatles called Old Bloody Old Bloody, and it really had not a lot to do with cross-dressing, except for one subtle reference at the end, where someone who we thought was a man might actually be cross-dressing as a woman, or maybe the man's a woman. It was just sort of something at the end, just sort of popped into the surprise, and just kind of asking, oh, what happened there? I mean, you don't really know. And there's other songs like Dude Looks Like a Lady from Aerosmith where I guess you can obviously tell they tried to make a joke out of cross-dressing and gender bi-curiousness and all that. And we obviously know that's not a great thing. Now let's look into the Kinks' Lola. This is actually a very interesting thing where it kind of meets it in the middle, where it's obviously not being subtle, but it's not really trying to make it into a joke, in my opinion. I think it's sort of, sending it out there. This actually happens in the world. What do you think about it? They left it up to interpretation so that maybe, just maybe, without making a bold statement as you guys are wrong, this is not disgusting, you guys are idiots, they're just leaving it up, hey, you know what, maybe this is just some natural, ordinary thing, just like any other, life experience. Maybe that's just something to think about. I think that's what they did with this song, and I think they did that in a very interesting way, and a very effective way, especially during that time period. And now we're going on to the questions. Do you think Lola is a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think the song would have been better off not being made at all? Or do you think maybe that the song struck a chord with people to sort of bring up gender bi-curiousness and cross-dressing in a way that wasn't done before, especially in music? Second question, what do you think the Kinks were trying to say by making the song? I mean, obviously I think that they didn't really want to say a lot of things, they just left it to interpretation to the people. But maybe you actually think that there's something in this song that they're trying to put forth. Maybe it is something like a joke. Maybe it is something like a protest. I want to know your thoughts about that. And the final question is there anything better the Kinks could have done? Now, I think that they formulated this song nearly perfectly in a way where they would get hardly any backlash for it, but still put the question out there. But what I'm asking you is, do you think they could have gone a little more strongly to, voice their opinion in the most concrete manner possible? Or maybe they could have gone back a little more subtle so that, it wouldn't hit people in the face and then be seen as an obscene message. I want to know your guys' opinions about that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I'll see you guys